Turning now to the ongoing search for Savannah's mom, Nancy, now entering its fourth week. Volunteer groups now canvassing the neighborhood around her home. The sheriff saying leads are still pouring in. NBC's Liz Kreutz remains in Tucson for us this morning. Hi, Liz. Good morning.
Hi, Hoda. Good morning to you. Let's hope that this week 4 brings some of those answers we desperately need. While the sheriff says there's still no suspect, he does say he believes they're closer to identifying more of the clothes that the kidnapper was wearing. But he also acknowledges that processing the DNA at the home has been challenging.
The search for Savannah's mom now entering its fourth week with still no suspects or signs of Nancy Guthrie. The Pima County Sheriff calling for patience, saying investigators are still actively working leads, including the suspect's clothes and Walmart backpack and that unknown mixed DNA found at Nancy's property. But the sheriff says when that might lead to IDing a suspect is hard to say, telling NBC News that processing the DNA has been difficult.
Our lab tells us that there's challenges with it, and we understand those challenges. But our lab also knows that the technology is moving so fast and in such a frenzy that they think some of this stuff will resolve itself just in a matter of weeks, months, or maybe a year.
The private lab, believed to be working the case, has not responded to NBC News' request for comment. And while the sheriff did not elaborate, his department later said, as with any biological evidence, there can be challenges separating DNA, etc. The sheriff's department also acknowledging the suspect captured on the surveillance video outside Nancy's home might have had an accomplice, saying investigators are not ruling out the possibility that more than one person may be involved.
You saw the video I saw. Is there more than one? There could be, but that doesn't mean there is.
Over the weekend, search teams were back canvassing Nancy's neighborhood, including a group of volunteers who met at a Hobby Lobby and then set out throughout the Catalina foothills. That group actually found this backpack, but unfortunately, it's not the brand the FBI says was worn by the suspect.
If this were my mom, I would want people helping me look for her. So I'm doing this in honor of my mom and for Nancy and the Guthrie family.
And the sheriff's department put out a statement saying that while they appreciate everyone's care and efforts there, they're also asking that those volunteer search groups also give investigators the space they need to do their work. The sheriff also denied that there'd be any change to staffing, any drawdown in this case, at least in his department, saying that if anything, he feels the leads are growing. Hoda.
Yeah, Liz, I think everyone's looking for a way to help do something. So hats off to those volunteers. Liz, thank you so much. Our prayers, of course, go to Savannah and her family every day. And in our next hour, we're going to show you how one Arizona community near and dear to Savannah is rallying around the Guthrie family. And again, that tip line, call if you have any information, 1-800-CALL-FBI.